All right, welcome to Anthropology 101, Human Biocultural Origins. Let's talk about what to expect this semester and what you've gotten yourselves into. All right, so course description. I'm not going to read the syllabus all the way through, and there's actually some of this syllabus that I'm about to talk to you about right now I may skim through. Rest assured that there's a link for the syllabus provided for you. You can read everything you want on your own time, but I'm going to emphasize more of the important points. So this course is going to be Introduction to Biological Anthropology, and it's really, really cool where we're going to explore what it means to be human for the remainder of the semester. We're going to be looking at the evolution of humans, our closest living relatives, the non-human primates, and as well as some biocultural variation. As I mentioned before, my name is Sam Kabari. I'm going to be the instructor for this class, and my office is in Arts and Letters 474. I will be there in person every Monday from 12 to 1, or if you need to meet with me at any other time, I'll work around your schedule. Please email me at anthro.kabari@gmail.com. Provide me the class name as well as the school, and I will set up an appointment time to meet with you. All right, your grades. Your grades are broken down pretty standard. 90s an A, 80% is a B, 70s a C, and so forth. This is confusing or you have any questions, please let me know. The one thing I want to emphasize is points versus weight. Different assignments are going to be pointed differently, but they're all going to be weighed according to the syllabus. This means that if you take all the points you earned throughout the semester and divide them with all the points that you could have earned, the grade you're going to get is not going to reflect your accurate grade. This is because this class is broken down as such. 30% of your grade is going to be weighted towards weekly discussion. 30% is going to be towards successful completion of weekly homework assignments, 20% for the exams, and 20% for a research paper. We'll get to all this in just a second. For now, let's really quickly talk about Blackboard. Since this is going to be an online class, I need you to be very familiar with Blackboard, how to move around, how to maneuver it, different things you can do with Blackboard, so spend some time playing with it. Also, make sure you have a valid email address attached to Blackboard. A lot of times I'm going to be emailing the whole class. I want to make sure you are in communication with me and know what's going on throughout the semester. As far as required reading, we have one required textbook. It's called The Essentials of Physical Anthropology, second edition. You will find this in a bookstore, or if you want, you can rent it online. You can buy it off someone else. You can see if you can get it in a 3-ring binder format. I don't care what format you get it, as long as you get this reading. We will be using it extensively throughout the semester. Students with disabilities, SDSU has a really great student disability services. Please let me know, contact them as soon as possible, and we will do our best to accommodate you. All right, let's talk about class structure. So every Monday morning, the entry point to the class is going to change. It's going to change based on week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and so forth. So as soon as you click on the link for this class, it will take you to the relevant course materials for that week. And this relevant course materials are going to be broken down as far as lectures, readings, discussion board, weekly homework, assessment journal, and other relevant videos or links. So let's talk about this a little bit. Lectures. Every week I'm going to have 1 to 5, about 5 to 10-minute lectures posted on Blackboard. These lectures are designed to complement the reading you've been doing that week. So maybe emphasizing certain points, adding additional information. They are not meant to replace the reading, so make sure you do readings that are assigned every week. This I explain again in readings. So I'm not going to repeat myself, but again, please make sure you're doing the readings. Lectures do not replace them, they just complement them. All right, discussion board. This one we're going to spend a little bit of time with. So every week I'm going to have a theme, a question, or a prompt for a discussion. And your job is to answer that question, think about it, and provide your input. Now, these discussion boards will go live Monday morning at 10, and all your replies will be due by Friday 11:30 p.m. Your job, in order to get full credit for the discussion, is to provide an original post as well as a reply to 2 other threads. Now, your original post as well as your reply should have some depth to them. I don't want 1-sentence original post. I don't want a 2-word reply. I want you to actually think about the subjects I'm presenting. Keep in mind, this is going to be 30% of your grade. I'm going to be monitoring it. Please provide some detail, maybe if you want to provide a link of where you came up with information. And although this sounds serious, the discussion board is going to be fun. It's going to be your chance to be able to look at the material, to be able to find maybe some outside sources, to be able to talk with other people about their threads or their posts. Now, when you are talking about another person's or maybe critiquing something somebody else has to do or say, I want you to be at your utmost best behavior. So all replies are going to be polite. All replies are going to be just nice. All right. Last point in this, I'm going to be moderating the discussion board. I'll give you an example of detailed reply that I'm looking for. But if you slack off, if you just do a one-word reply, I do reserve the right to knock off any points you can earn for that week. And this does work retrospectively. So let's say, as I explained at the bottom of this, week 7, week 10, I look at one of your replies, I'm like, oh, they only replied one word. Oh, let me look at the rest of the replies they've done for the other weeks. If I find that you've been slacking off all 7 weeks, I can knock you off points all 7 weeks, and that compromises 30% of your grade. I want you to be very clear on this point. Please, if you have any questions about this, email me, and we'll go from there. All right, weekly homeworks. So I will have weekly homework assignments that are going to be on Blackboard. There'll be a series of multiple choice or true or false questions, and these questions are going to be related either to the reading or weekly lectures and sometimes the discussion board. Now, once you open a homework, you can have it open as long as you want, look at the questions, really ponder the answers, look them up. However, if you submit an answer, you can only submit it once, so make sure you know the answer before you submit it. Also, homework questions will go live on Monday and will expire by Friday, 11:30 p.m. So make sure your answers are submitted before then. And assessment journal. Assessment journal is more for me than it is for you. I'm not going to be grading you on the assessment journal, but you have an opportunity to make this course better in the future. So if there's a critique of something doesn't really make sense, you like maybe a suggestion on something, provide it for me. Provide it for me in the assessment journal. You will not be graded on comments here. This is just to help the class out. All right, exams. There are going to be a total of 3 exams, and these are going to add up to be a total of 20% of your grade. Exams, very similar to homework questions, will be multiple choice or true or false. Now, exams are going to differ from homework questions in that you are going to have only 2 days to complete it, and once you start an exam, you will have 1 hour and 30 minutes to complete that exam. There's only 50 questions, so that's plenty enough time, but make sure you're ready to take the whole exam once starting it. There's not going to be any distractions. There's not going to be anything weird that's going to happen. Make sure you give yourself enough time. I don't allow any makeup exams, so please make sure you're dedicating your focus to taking an exam when it comes around. Research paper. I'm going to have you write and submit a 2 to 3 page research paper. This is going to be very heavily reliant on your ability to conduct academic research. Actually, a lot of what we're going to be doing in this class is going to be learning how to do academic research, getting to the root of stories, figuring out where some theories and facts come from. I'll talk more about this research paper in the next couple of weeks when it becomes due. All right, this is an important point, especially since we are going to be posting a lot on the discussion board and providing research papers, is academic dishonesty. Plagiarizing from the textbook as one of your answers on the discussion board, copying another student's answer, providing something from online that you copy and paste. These are all examples of cheating. These are all examples of plagiarism. And if you do so, I will, depending on the severity, either not give you credit for that week or report you to the judicial coordinator. So make sure what you are writing is in your own words. Make sure what you are writing is original content. If, for instance, you do need to quote someone or reference something else, provide a citation, provide a link. Hey, I'm getting this information from here. This was really interesting. This is what they said. Again, in your own words. Please do not cheat. Please do not plagiarize. I will have very little tolerance from this. All right, last point I want to make is going to be about Blackboard. Now, Blackboard every now and then shuts down. There are errors. Sometimes it doesn't work well. For this reason, the deadlines that I give you shouldn't be shouldn't be a deadline that you wait until the last minute to complete a homework assignment or last minute to do a discussion board. Give yourself time. Do it 2 days in advance. Because I guarantee you, at least a few of you are going to have Blackboard freeze on you, or your computer's going to shut down, and it's going to be right up to the due date, and then you're going to not have answers for that week. So make sure you give yourself time. You take into account that every now and then there are going to be Blackboard errors. On the syllabus online, I do provide for you what to do in case of a Blackboard error. Hopefully with the new interface, we're not going to have that many problems. But again, I must warn you, please give yourself time. Do not wait until the last minute to complete homework assignments or discussion board assignments, to turn in papers. This way you won't be unpleasantly surprised. If you have any questions on what I've gone through so far, please feel free to email me. Also, I need you to complete this week's homework assignment, which is going to be on regarding the syllabus. And this week's discussion is going to be rather light. This is going to be kind of a getting to know each other discussion. All right, have a good day.